This is a bespoke competition drone. It weighs just 800 grams, is capable of 70 miles per hour, and is the UAV equivalent of a Formula One racing car. Cool, innit? I'm not here to talk about drones today, though. I'm talking about the guy who's operating it. This is Luc Bannister, and he's a drone flying superstar. In 2016, and at the age of just 15, he won the World Drone Prix in Dubai, the world's biggest and most lucrative drone race. Over the 3-day event, he and his first-person view headset managed to beat 150 of the planet's greatest drone pilots to pocket the thick end of 200 grand. So you're a world champion. How long had you been flying drones before that?
I've been flying for about a year before then.
Just a year?
Yeah.
Turn up to a competition and then win it?
But the sport was really young back then, so there wasn't really many drone pilots who've been doing it for that long.
What made you take it up?
Since I was younger, I've always had a passion for flight, and I started flying remote control planes, and then just saw a drone video on the internet and moved into drones.
Okay. Would you now be classed as a professional? This is your full-time job?
Yeah, this is what I do all the time. I do racing and all sorts.
What are the hardest things about being a drone pilot?
It's probably just the preparation you have to put in, especially for the racing. You have to put a lot of time in and learning to build and being able to make reliable drones that don't have technical issues.
Right. And you don't get a hint of feeling ill while you're doing this?
I'm just used to it, I guess. I've never really had an issue with motion sickness.
It's like watching a spaceship. Cameraman's like, where is it? The sort of drones that he flies are not for amateurs. He builds them himself, for himself, and naturally a man of his ability doesn't need autopilot aids to keep him airborne. Being a keen drone pilot myself, I want to have a go. However, Luke isn't prepared to let me loose with one of his special machines in a car park full of things you could easily hit.
Have you flown drones before?
Many.
Well, this is like no other drone you've ever tried. I give you 3 seconds before you crash it.
Challenge accepted. Okay.
There you go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where's it going? Why is it going out? Why is it going over there?
Yeah, there you go, there you go. There you go.
Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Nice. Bit more power.
Yeah. Look at that.
Push forward a bit on this stick.
Now, I thought I was doing okay, but Luke seems to be a little overcautious. You panicked. What?
I was going towards the cameraman.
Can I just say, like, I've flown a plane, okay? I have successfully flown a plane, yeah? So don't panic, all right? That's coming up now.
Nice, good stuff.
Yeah.
Nice,
Hold
back
on,
a bit.
bring it back a bit.
Left.
Yeah, it's all right. Look,
bring the power up.
that's
nice.
all right, don't worry.
I got it.
Where's it going? I pulled it back.
Okay, I'll take that back.
But nothing
I'll
was
take that
happening.
back.
I think his controls are a little bit off. They work for him, but like when somebody else comes with a slightly different way of operating things, like the control doesn't like it. Okay, so it's harder than I thought, but I'm not too fussed because that was just the starter. For the main course, I'm going to serve up a challenge that will push my talented young pilot to the limit. Now this is more like it. Yes, you can hoon around through hoops and around sticks with that, but in a race, this is winning.
I don't think so.
Oh, you would say that, though. You know what I mean? And this is a Porsche 911, a legendary supercar. And this is the latest version, which has just arrived in the UK. This is an automotive, technological, Germanic tour de force. A top speed of 191 miles per hour, courtesy of 450 horses under the bonnet. It'll go from 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds. Not smiling now, are you?
Well, I still am because my drone does 0 to 60 in 1.5 seconds.
It should make for an interesting race still.
Well, it will be if you're driving.
That's where you're right, you see. They won't allow me to drive such a prestige car. But I play my trump card by getting a professional involved. Yoo-hoo! Christopher! Yes, I've asked championship rally driver and friend of the show, Chris Ingram, to tackle this race on my behalf. He and Luke will be racing up Shelsley Walsh, one of the most famous but shortest hill climbs in the country, where vehicles have been racing up the 1,000-yard track since 1905. It's going to be an all-out sprint to the finish line, with Chris behind the wheel of the Red Beast and Luke at the controls of his Superfly drone. Clearly, I've got Luke rattled because he's switched to an even faster machine. This one can reach speeds of a staggering 85 miles per hour. The race is set. All I've got to do now is get in the car. I asked for 4 seats. Easier said than done. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Get in. Shut it, you. All right, I'm in, Chris. Ready? I'm in. And why am I squeezed in the back? Because Luke needs to ride shotgun in order to maintain wireless contact with his drone during the race. Will Luke follow the course whilst being thrown about in the Porsche?
I think I'm ready.
Can Chris get the power down despite the wet conditions? We're about to find out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go! It's a cracking getaway for the Porsche, but the wet track is making it an interesting ride. Look at this! Luke isn't phased though, and his drone is giving good chase. There it is! It's halfway through, and although Chris is ahead, Luke is hot on his heels. Oh my goodness. The slippery left-hander has slowed the car down. Can Luke overtake in the air? It's the final sprint to the finish line. It's blades versus pistons.
See you later.
Oh my goodness, he's ahead.
See you later.
How has he done that?
Oh, he's done it.
That's
He's only gone and done it.